Hi everyone, I'm Mev, I'm 16 and I'm from Italy. I'm doing dual diploma in Florida and I'm here today to host this meeting and asking some questions to our special guest, Nathan Nieves.
Hello, everyone. My name is Nathan Nieves. I'm also 16. I'm in the dual enrollment program down here in South Florida, Palm Beach County. The school I'm currently enrolled in is SLAM Boca. Shout out to all my teachers and staff that's here. They've definitely helped me a lot along the way. I'm currently finished with my associate's degree. I'm in 11th grade, and I'm working towards my bachelor's degree. Um, I'm taking 3 AP courses, environmental science, calculus, and US history. And I'm taking 4 bachelor level courses right now through Doral College.
So just for starting, could you tell us a little bit about your background, so who you are and your aspirations about bachelor's degree in elementary education at Doral College?
So my background is I've actually hopped from school to school a lot. I've never really stayed at a solid school until recently at SLAM Boca because they gave me an amazing opportunity when I got here. Before I came to this school, I was actually doing virtual learning. Florida Virtual School is what we call it here. And I was working ahead. I was on track to graduate high school by the time I was 15. But I came to SLAM because I actually saw an ad and my aunt was pushing me to go here. So I came here and I started talking to B and my principal, Mr. B, and he showed me a path that I could take that would accelerate me even further than graduating at 15 with my high school diploma. He told me that because I worked virtually and I got ahead before I came here, through their dual enrollment program, if I worked hard enough, I could get my bachelor's degree. And that was just, it was kind of weird to me because you think, oh, you just go to high school and you go to college after, but I'm doing both at once. So they gave me an amazing opportunity here and I decided to take it. And I definitely went through struggles along the way. I had my fair share of bumps, and I actually failed the introductory course to SLS, and that was a humbling moment for me because I realized that this is a lot harder than some people may think. It's just, oh, online college, you go, you do the work. It's actually a lot more difficult than you may think. It's a lot with time management, and I struggle with procrastination very frequently, and I'm still even working on it, but with a great support system, you can definitely make it through. I've had supports here through the school. I've had my mom has definitely supported me a lot along the way, and I've been working towards the school ever since of getting my bachelor's degree.
It's really a good thing to you and to everyone that one would like to become like you. Now, please, if you could tell us what did you do to become the student you are today? So, how many sacrifices have you done in your past and still today?
I'll definitely say my biggest sacrifice I've made is my time. And that's not really a sacrifice per se because I am using my time to get further accelerated and do much greater things than I could have just not using this time to work. But I've definitely spent a lot of my time. I've definitely lost hours of sleep because of this program, but it's definitely all worth it in the end. And with the proper time management, you can still do this with hanging out with your friends because I do go out, I hang out with my friends, I do extracurriculars at school. So it's more about just being dedicated to it and focusing that this has to be something you want to do and this has to be something that you're willing to go for. So it's definitely sacrificed a lot of my time, a lot of stress for sure through these classes, but I've got my head on the goal and I'm working towards it.
And I think that your friends also understand it, no? Right?
Yep.
With the COVID things and everything else with the virus, what do you think of technology learning schools, especially now with the lessons from home and everything?
So the way I see this, the virtual learning, me personally, it's not my favorite thing, but I do see potential for it because there are a lot of students who do struggle through the virtual learning, and I would say it's a good majority of them struggle a lot more learning through virtually than in-person learning. So it's definitely a lot more difficult for some students, but there are those who could not access school before. I see this as a potential for those students who couldn't make it to school as a way for them to get the proper learning. When I first heard about this, I immediately thought of kids who are, for example, stuck in hospitals. They can't go to school to get the proper learning. I see this as a way that we can use it for students like that who can't go to school in order for them to meet the learning requirements that they have, what they need to learn. I see it as a way for that, but I don't think it works for everyone. I definitely think it has its pros and cons, and I know teachers are struggling with it, students are struggling with it, but I do see an opportunity to use this beneficially.
Yeah, I think that technological learning, it's really something that you have to understand it now, right? Now we have some students' question, and the first one is from Mrs. Hodge's class in Florida. So she cannot unmute, so I'll ask for her. What is your biggest struggle getting onto this path?
So I'd first like to say hi to Miss Hogg's class because that's the class that I just came out of to go to this meeting. I see her waving down there. Um, so this is my biggest struggle is definitely my time management. I struggle with time management a lot. I've had to, my assistant principal, Miss Caridad Rodriguez here, she has let me take over half of her whiteboard in her office just to write down all of my assignments every week, the due dates, when they need to get done, and she's on top of me. She's definitely like my second mother in school, and she has helped me a lot along the way. But I have worked on my time management a lot, and this method that I've used of writing it on the whiteboard and knowing all the due dates and seeing it, because the way I like to do things is more visual and hands-on. So me seeing it and me actually writing it down allows me to have better memory of, okay, this needs to get done by Wednesday, this needs to get done by Sunday. And it's helped me a lot through the way. But my biggest struggle is definitely my time management and procrastination.
And speaking about this, we have a student in Spain that would like to know what advice does you have for us about the managing time.
So the best way to manage your time is to have a good support system around you. I have the people in the office here who are helping me along the way, and they always check up like, did you get this done? Make sure you get this done today. They're always pushing me to get all my work done. And then even some of my friends through school, they make sure, because sometimes I'll get distracted and I'll go to talk to them. And because they do want me to go and hang out and do things with them, they'll be like, did you finish this work? Did you finish this work? Is it done? And my friends have even gone, and to motivate me to finish my work on time, they've made bets with my mom to where if I finish my work, then I get to go out and go do stuff with them. and they've even gone as far as to push me as hard as I can to actually get my work done. So definitely the best way to handle it is having a support system around you that'll push you to do better.
And we have students from Italy that would like to know what plan you to do and anything else that is professionally and then teaching.
So my plan is that once I graduate high school, I want to go and teach. I'm planning on teaching at this school, Slam Boca, and I want to work here teaching, but also I want to I've noticed that just based on my family and friends I've seen, they're working towards real estate. So while I'm teaching, I also want to save money, and that's another important thing that you need to know just for life is how to save your money properly and do all that. But I want to save money and buy properties and be a property manager. My brothers do it, and I see they're doing very well through it. So I've become very interested in all that. And extracurriculars I like to do that I could even see me doing after school is volleyball. I've gotten really into the volleyball here. And once I start teaching here, I want to head up the boys volleyball program. And that's something that's interested me, and I could see myself doing that as well.
And we have two students from Italy now. What would you to do to drove to the professional of teaching?
So most students will see teachers as just something like, oh, they're just my teacher. That's not something that really interests them. And I used to be like that too. I used to think, oh, I'm never going to be a teacher. That's something that I don't want to do. But once I started taking these classes and actually going in and helping other students and other teachers, that's definitely what pushed me more into teaching, helping out other kids, helping out teachers with their lessons. That whole scenery and that whole working with them started to get me interested in education and teaching.
And now we have the questions that we all want to know. What is your study method and how important is your calendar organization? And I mean, do you have enough time to do everything? And do you have other activities besides studying?
So my study method is definitely a lot different than most people would think. I am a procrastinator, so I will say I don't study as much as most students, which may seem very surprising, but I have my own way of studying to where it's while I'm doing work, I pay specific and extra attention to things that I'll see in the work, and then I'll create a mental connection between them. It's sort of difficult to explain, but it's my own personal connection from my head to the work in order for it to click with me. And everyone studies different ways. There isn't one specific way to study that's a surefire way of this will work. You'll do better if you study like this. It all depends on the person. If you study one way, like if you do better studying by just opening a textbook, reading it, then you should study that way. If you study through flashcards and you study better that way and it works for you, then doing it that way would be better for you. Everyone studies in different ways, everyone learns in different ways. So it's all really finding your own way to study that works for you. And my time management and calendar organization is definitely it's definitely something that I didn't do at first. I didn't write stuff down. I would forget stuff. It wasn't until I started working more closely with the admin here at my school that they had me write everything down on a whiteboard. I have the assignment, I have the due date, I even have, depending on the type of assignment, like for example, for a discussion, I'll do a circle. For just a regular assignment, I'll do a square. And if an assignment's in progress, I'll do a mark on it. And it's very just straightforward, and I have to have it all down, and that's helped me a lot through it, because before I did all this, I would forget assignments, I'd put them off, I'd turn in stuff late, and that just wasn't working. I had to do something to change it, and that has definitely helped me along the way. And you guys may think, oh, he's doing all this in school and he's getting his bachelor's, how does he have time for anything else? And I focus my time at school to getting the work done, so that when the weekend comes or when I do get home, I only have a couple things to do, because I still am a procrastinator and I still do have some problems with time management, but I get as much done as I can at school. And then when I get home, I might have one or two assignments that I need to finish. And I finish those, and I go and um, I go and I'll hang out with my friends after schools. After school, I do the co-ed volleyball, so I do that. So it's not as sacrificial as you may think. There's definitely sacrifices that come with it. I can't do everything I want to. I can't always be going out and doing whatever, because I do have to focus on my work. But you still can do your extracurriculars you like. You can still go out and hang out with your friends. So it's a struggle, but it's definitely worth it, because in the end, it's going to save me a lot of time and money.
Thank you so much for your advice for our calendar. I think that's really helpful. Then we have one more question from students in Florida, from Ms. Hong's class. The students is Ralph, and Ralph, can you unmute him?
Hey, Nathan, I want to know, what is the most useful life lessons you've learned from this program, man? What have you learned the most of in this program?
So probably the most useful thing I've learned from this program is being organized and using calendars. That's definitely helped me along the way. Writing stuff down and having a set area dedicated to, this is where my work is, this is when it needs to get done. I think that's definitely something that's helped me a lot, and I'll even keep using throughout the rest of my life when I need to ever have deadlines or anything. It definitely has made me a lot more organized.
And now your future. We're speaking about your present, but how do you see yourself in 10 or 12 years? What is the dream you have for your future?
So I see myself in 10 years. I plan on working as a teacher for at least, I want to work as a teacher for minimum 2 years for sure. And I want to save up as much of that money as possible, because I'll be 17 teaching in a classroom, and I'll be making a certain amount of money. And that way I'll be able to, at about 19, have my first house, or at least start paying on my own house. And then, because through teaching I still get summers and I get winter, like I get summer break, I get winter break, I get a lot of time off through teaching. I want to pursue photography. I've been interested in photography lately, and I just go around, I take pictures of stuff that interests me, and just to make some extra money even, and do something that I actually enjoy doing. I want to, in my free time, do photography. And then also I want to continue in volleyball, because I've actually really enjoyed that recently. That's definitely something that I see myself doing. So in the next 10 years, I definitely see myself owning a house, possibly still teaching if I'm enjoying it a lot, working in photography, and doing something with volleyball for sure.
And our director from Academia Virtual Education would like to say something. And please, Dr. Antonio Roca.
Grazie, Mev. So good afternoon, Antonio Roca. I just wanted to I was listening to the entire presentation. Nathan, I just wanna, on behalf of all of us at Academica, at SLAM, really congratulate you for all of your hard work. You're setting a standard. You're the first to be able to graduate high school with a bachelor's degree at any of our schools. But it's really the standard we're looking for all of our students, right? To have the opportunity to have access. I want to thank Mr. Bule, who's on, and also Ms. Iglesias, and all of your teachers who have supported you and helped you reach this goal. We're all watching you very, very carefully. I think it's fantastic that you've done this edutainment, especially for with the participation of our international students, because a lot of the things that you talk about, they have to deal with as well, which is time management, having to deal with 2 curriculums. They're all studying in their home high school, whether it be in Italy and France and Spain, and also studying online with us. And so a lot of the challenges that you've discussed today are really challenges that they face every single day, and really learning how to adapt to virtual education, but also learning, we hope that virtual education can be dynamic, can be personable, can be engaging, and really provide opportunity for students to advance themselves, like all of our dual diploma students are doing internationally in over 22 countries right now. So I just wanted to say thank you and to congratulate you, and thank your teachers and the administrative team at SLAM Boca for really providing guidance and support. And hopefully we'll meet soon. This is my invitation to take you to lunch as soon as we can get back to some sense of normalcy here in Miami. But congratulations and thanks, Matt, and thanks Ralph for putting this together. Thanks, Hasti.
Yeah, I definitely want to thank you guys for giving me this opportunity to excel and do better. And definitely, it's been a struggle, but it's been worth it along the way. I want to thank you guys at Academica for giving me this opportunity. I want to thank Ralph and Asti for having me here today. I want to thank my principal, Mr. B, and my teachers at school, and Iglesias and Ms. Rodriguez, because they've definitely helped me along the way. They've pushed me a lot throughout this whole process, and I will for sure be taking you up on that lunch offer.
Absolutely. You know, you'll have a job right out of high school. You know, with a show of hands, I mean, I wonder how many dual diploma students would like to have you as one of their teachers next year. I think that'll be something cool and interesting, and likely hasn't been done before. So, so we'll definitely get that in the books. Thank you, everyone.
And before we let you go, Nathan, is there any advice that you could give to your peers, to us, like for their schools and life path?
The biggest advice I can give is just stay focused. That's probably the best thing that I can give you guys, because if you're not focused, whether you're procrastinating or even you have bad time management, if you're not focused on whatever you're doing, you won't make it far. You need to stay focused on, your goal. You need to stay focused on the steps that you need to get to your goal. And you need to focus on those things, but not as much the bumps along the way. Because if I didn't just focus on the goal and I saw my first class, my first SLS class, I failed it and I just gave up right there. I'm like, okay, I won't be able to do this. Then I wouldn't be where I am today. I definitely needed to focus on the goal and less of just the little bumps and mess ups along the way.